Despite the countless top 10s I've made on Mario Kart, I've never actually made one on my 10 favorite Rainbow Road tracks, and I think it's about time we do. This list is based off of how fun the tracks are and what gimmicks they have to offer. So without further ado, let's go. First up, we have Rainbow Road from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now, seeing as this is a handheld title on the Game Boy Advance, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise that the layout and design of the track is a bit on the boring side. Everything is expectedly flat, and it doesn't stand out much compared to the other Rainbow Road tracks. It's not all bad though. For one, the background holds up and is still pretty gorgeous. It's this strange mixture of being in space with some light cloud cover, and the clown car from Paper Mario is just kind of floating in the back, watching the racers go about their business. There is this one part of the track that's really narrow and has like a million boosts, giving you a chance to take a big shortcut, but you have to be good at this game, otherwise you'll just fall like I did. It's interesting to note that most of the railings around the course lets you bounce off them. Because of this, you can take quicker cuts around turns and even use mushrooms to skip chunks of the stage if you know what you're doing. The fact that this track has so many cool elements goes to show how special Rainbow Roads are, and the other ones we'll list down the line. I honestly can't believe I'm putting Mario Kart 64's Rainbow Road at number 9, because this is subjectively my favorite course of all time. This is the Mario Kart I grew up with, and just hearing that wonderful song and seeing all the characters in space and avoiding the chain chomps, it gives me some of the happiest feelings I've ever had. But going into this with an objective eye, this track really isn't that great. The highlight is obviously the music, but the length of this Rainbow Road is ridiculous. I get this is supposed to be the final test of your skill level and your final challenge, but this track is straight up boring with too many long winding paths. On the fastest speed, this course takes around 6 minutes to finish. This may be the longest Mario Kart track ever, not counting Desert Bus, but that's just a silly mod. And then for no good reason, there's tall guardrails for the whole thing, making it pretty unlikely you'll ever fall. I guess people complained about Super Mario Kart's Rainbow Road and its lack of guardrails, so Nintendo just said, fine, have all of them! Came right out of Reggie's mouth. And let's be honest, the chain chomps are extremely predictable. If you play this course more than a few times, you'll figure out exactly how they move, and they're almost never a problem. And don't even think about using items. Red shells are literally useless and hit the guardrails every time unless you're like 1 inch from the racer. In my heart, this is still my favorite Rainbow Road, but it just ain't that good looking back. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Super Mario Kart's Rainbow Road, but I can definitely appreciate the remakes, like this one from Mario Kart 7. For starters, it looks absolutely stellar. The way they layer the rainbow textures is exquisitely appealing, and the colors really pop. They've made a couple of changes to make the track a bit more fun too. The biggest improvement is one that likely goes unnoticed, but the roads are a bit wider, making the turns slightly more forgiving. The thwomps still crash onto the road, but now the road gets all wibbly and wobbly, allowing you to do small tricks when you're airborne. This small change creates a new strategy where you want to plan where to be on the road when the thwomp crashes down to get as many trick boosts as possible, and it makes the track a lot more fun than the originals. There's also another ramp halfway through that you can use for a shortcut. It's in a pretty strange spot and it's not easy to use, but it's nice that it's there to begin with. So while the layout is still kind of boring, Nintendo did as much as they could have done to spice up this course. And you're probably not surprised to see Mario Kart 8's version of SNES Rainbow Road. I really don't have much more to add because this is almost a direct port from Mario Kart 7. Obviously, the graphics are even more phenomenal, but the wavy road, the extra ramp, and the wider pathways are all here. This is one of those courses that makes me want Mario Kart VR because of how many small and intricate details are on the track, in the background, and all around. And that's about all I gotta say for SNES Rainbow Road, so let's speed on. Personally, Mario Kart DS is and will probably always be my favorite Mario Kart game, but it doesn't have my favorite Rainbow Road track. That's not to say that this one isn't good, because it tried a couple of new things we hadn't seen before. For one, this was the first Rainbow Road to introduce a loop, before even Double Dash, and it was also the first to have a corkscrew, and that's pretty neat to think that a handheld title was able to include new elements like that. And I think everything else about this Rainbow Road is solid too. It's got catchy music, the difficulty is just right, and there's a bunch of variety in the way the road waves and twirls around. With all that said, there's something about Mario Kart DS's Rainbow Road that I just don't find that memorable. I think what kind of gets me is that it feels like it ends too soon. I know I was just complaining about Mario Kart 64's being too long, but I feel like this track is supposed to be like 10 or 20% longer. It's still really fun, don't get me wrong, but it feels like a slightly watered down version of a typical Rainbow Road. What I love about some of the retro tracks in Mario Kart 8 is that they feel like completely new courses. Mario Kart 64's Rainbow Road is one of those prime examples. Nintendo is clearly aware of how long the original track is, so you can only loop around the whole road one time, which is a perfect fit. Mario Kart 8 takes this Rainbow Road and truly amplifies it with speed boosts, big jumps, and making the chain chomps a huge freaking ball that bounces towards you and shakes the road all over the place. I also love that they kept the character outlines in space too, and watching the flying golden train tread on the side throwing coins out for you is pretty spectacular. There's even some anti-gravity thrown in, and the ending has you gliding to the finish line, making you feel like a goddamn king. The craziest part is that this remake still manages to be faithful to the original track, and the remade music isn't too bad either. Granted, it's not as good as the originals, but I still enjoy it quite a bit. Focusing on those jazz instruments was such a smart move for this game in general. The only thing that isn't magical about this Rainbow Road is, ironically, it feels a touch too short. It's definitely weird to say considering how long the original track is, but they probably could have added another 30 seconds or so and it would have been a bit more filling. And we're not done with Mario Kart 8 yet, as the brand new Rainbow Road is next on this top 10. When I first played this, I honestly wasn't impressed at all. This is one of those tracks that's really grown on me the more I've played through it, and now I've come to realize that Nintendo really tried to do completely new things with this one. The most obvious thing you'll notice is the whole track isn't Rainbow Road, as parts of it are tied to a space station. And you gotta love the Toads just floating around on the sides, cheering everyone on. There's something really charming about that. Besides the new aesthetics, the layout of the track splits down the middle at the halfway point. First, you enter the main part of the station and have some green and red lit roads that either speed you up or slow you down. Then you glide farther up and take on really windy and twisted roads, with both of them being around the same length. It's really cool that this Rainbow Road isn't 100% linear and gives you a bit of freedom of which parts of the track to drive across. Mario Kart Wii kind of did this, but the idea was really expanded on in Mario Kart 8. This is one of the few tracks where it really feels like you're playing in anti-gravity since the roads are so squished together. Your surroundings are in all sorts of directions and angles. This may have not been a mind-blowing track at first, but I've come to realize that it was indeed striving for originality. You really can't go wrong with Mario Kart Double Dash, and that of course includes its inclusion of Rainbow Road. This was the first one that really went buck wild and bananas. The road is basically one giant hot mess. If you play this and you haven't figured out how to drift yet, the track's gonna let you know that it's time to learn as the turns are insanely sharp at certain points. And then of course there's the long wraparound with all the boosts. This tests your ability to be able to move at fast speeds and control your kart to a T. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, then you're gonna fly off the stage. After that is another wavy road. Then you're shot into some ring kind of portal and you make some big jump and another quick loop around to finish. And my god, the music is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of those tunes that you hear for like 5 seconds and it's stuck in your head for the next 5 days. And even though this is common fact, I love at the bottom of the stage is Mushroom City. Seeing all the tracks connect together is an appreciated layer of detail. Double Dash's Rainbow Road will eventually get remade, but there's really not much I'd want to see get changed to begin with. I just spent some time praising Double Dash's Rainbow Road, but Mario Kart Wii's variant is that, but on steroids. Several years later, this is still the most mind-boggling and crazy layout for a Mario Kart track we've ever seen. The beginning starts you with a deep drop, then you have a couple turns with a ramp you can trick off, which is followed by a wavy road, and after that, it's basically just chaos. You'll zigzag around giant holes in the ground, get launched through the air, do big tricks at awkward angles while constantly being surrounded by rainbow goodness, and at at the end, the track briefly even splits into two. If you're trying to explain to someone what Rainbow Road is, you're gonna show them Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow Road. It's basically the textbook definition. It's got fantastic music, it's challenging, and it's stupidly creative. I mean, come on, there's star bits floating in the sky. What more could you ask for? Well, I'll answer that for you. Any longtime fans are not going to be surprised that Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road is my #1 pick. Now look, I understand that it's not the hardest Rainbow Road, and maybe parts of it are more basic than they could be, but this track offers you more than just a race. You are given an experience. See, this course takes you on a journey like no other Mario Kart track has done before. Everything starts off normally with you sliding around and jumping across some speed boosts, but then you realize that the environment is more lively than usual. You notice all sorts of planets and moons, and then the music really kicks in, offering a different flavor, one that's a sense of wonder and excitement. And at this point, you're driving on Saturn's rings and you've got this crazy chill over your hands and arms because of the way the music moves you and the way the track is meshed together. With all things said, you're just doing a long turn, but you're also taking in the environment and truly enjoying the space you're in. And to finish off this vibe, you start driving onto the moon with chain chomps bouncing all around, and then the final lap kicks in. The music speeds up, while at the same time the track gets more intense with this giant spinning straw and making your way across all these small pieces of road. And after that, well, the course is basically done, and you're left with one feeling: satisfaction. I don't know, maybe I'm just really weird, but this track is special to me and always feels like a treat getting to spend some time racing along it. And with that said, guys, we're going to be wrapping up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon.